Okay, guys, here is your body paragraphs um, video. We talked about this today on Thursday and how they should look. So when you start your body paragraphs for essay bootcamp, okay, when you turn it in, it's going to go underneath your thesis statement. Okay, so when you turn in, I wish I had my sample with me. You're going to have your context, right? The last sentence in your context will be your thesis statement, and you're going to code it all. I gave you this a couple of days ago, right? It's going to tell you how to code everything. And then you're going to get down to the body paragraphs. Now, your body paragraphs are going to go more in depth with the three pieces of evidence that are in your thesis statement. All right. So you're going to write body paragraph one. Next to that, you're going to write down whatever your first evidence was. So, for instance, if you're writing a thesis statement concerning the Columbian Exchange from Essay 1, and one of your pieces was colonization, right? A lot of kids are using colonization. Some kids are using mercantilism, which one's more political based, one could be more economical based. It will totally work. Below that, I'm looking for at least 2 bullet points. Most of you hopefully will add another one. And this is your time to really shine. This is your time to get really specific about, well, what is it and how is it fostering change, right? Because a lot of you are saying there's extreme change happening, which is good. That's what you should. So to help you with this, to do the bullet points in your body paragraph, this is what I posted on Schoology. This is a key to, you're going to have keys for all the essays, but this is a key for the Columbian Exchange essay prompt. Okay. When you scroll down, when you scroll through it, you're going to see the thesis, right? Don't pay attention to that because we've actually had different rubrics. Examples for contextualization that might help you. Mind you, I've already given you suggestions. If you go into my examples page, I have examples for every single essay on what I want to see in the context. Okay. So please don't copy things word for word in the thesis and the context from these rubrics. Okay. Use my suggestions. That's what I'm expecting to read. Just a side note. So keep scrolling, and then you get to this, and this is the evidence, right? You guys see along the side here, it says C, it says evidence. These are tons of examples of what is the specific things they're looking for as they read your essay. So for instance, if you're using things like colonization, okay, depending on what route you want to go, you can with colonization, you can add the growth of the transatlantic slave trade to the Americas, right? You can take that and put that as a bullet point because that makes a lot of sense when we discuss what colonization actually is. Okay. Um, you could also, if you're not talking about labor systems, you could add the development of new labor systems like encomendia, slavery, indentured servitude, things like that. Okay. Let's say one of your points in your thesis is disease, right? Right here. Disease is moving to America. I want to see specifically, well, you say disease in your thesis, but specifically in your body paragraph, where are you going with this? Smallpox, influenza, measles, malaria, yellow fever, right? These are going to wipe out American Indian populations. I also want to see that too, right? So when I'm reading your boot camp folder, day one, I'm going to see your 3 points in your thesis. And I'm going to flip over the page and I'm going to see your context talking about your thesis. I'm going to see your thesis statement. And then when I go to your body paragraphs, this is when I want things to be very specific. I want you to expand. You're going to use the keys to help you do that. Use what they want. If you're having a hard time, like you don't see it in the keys, write down examples like from that essay and come and find me. We can either look in the textbook or I can shoot you some ideas to help you with that. Okay. Um, I also want to show you, if I have it, I want to show you the key from the DBQ. So DBQ body paragraphs are a little bit different from the other ones, okay? In that your body paragraphs are your moment to describe the document. All right, so in our packet, let me grab a packet real quick. In our packet, Essay 8, you go all the way to the back. Essay 8 looks like this, right? You have these boxes that you have to fill out. Now, you only need 4 documents total. You pick the ones you know best. You need to hit 2. So I should only see 4 of these filled out. If you want to fill out more, that's fine. That's amazing. Using multiple documents is only going to help you. It's not going to hurt you. However, the rubric says you only need 4. Okay. So 4 here. And in these boxes, you're describing what's going on in the document. Hipping 2 right here. Oh, I have to sneeze. 2. Okay. Sorry. So 2 here, whatever document describe, I want 2 of them hipped. You can use whatever letters that you want. You can use the same letter twice, but I only need 1. Do you want to use historical context, intended audience, point of view, purpose? And then I only need 1 here of outside evidence, right? So 1 of these, you'll have the document explained, you'll have HIP, and you'll have outside information. So when you construct your body paragraph, okay, your body paragraph 1 is going to be one of these documents, right? You're going to explain what's in the document and how it ties to your thesis. Body paragraph 2, that might be your combo, or that might be another document. Show me how you're hipping it and if you have outside evidence for that. So you're really just transferring this to the bullets of your body paragraph for essay 8. There isn't really too much to do with the DBQ. That's actually really, really nice. It makes it a little bit easier, I guess, because you're not pulling things just out of your head. You're really using the documents to facilitate. So here's the key to it. It looks a little different from the keys, all the other ones, because they changed the rubric. So you're going to keep scrolling. You see all this stuff? Read through it. This is suggestions for context. So you can use all of these as suggestions. Mind you, I've given you, my suggestions for context. I would rather you stick to that. Here's examples of evidence. I actually want you to keep scrolling. Here is outside information. Holy moly. Look at all the things that could earn you a point for outside information. Keep going until you get to this grid. Bloop, 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 bloop. On page 8, this literally goes through all the documents. It describes all of them, what's going on, what they're about, okay? So this work, it's kind of like already done for you, okay? Don't complain about it being time consuming when I've given you the answers, okay? Now, organically, I would love for you to read the document and decide for yourself what's going on in that document. If you're just arbitrarily copying what's on there on here, I'm going to know it. I want things in your own words because that's what's going to happen come test day. So I've given it to you, put it in your own words, put it on here, and then transfer it over to your body paragraphs, okay? Still want you to see like the process and how all the process is obtained. So this has a really good example of HIP. Do we see explains the relevance of point of view, purpose, situation, and or audience by elaborating on examples. So this last column are HIP examples for each document. And this first column right here is just like what it's talking about. So read it. Like this is what AP graders are using, y'all, when they grade your stuff. This is the essay 8 key. And then let me pull up. And this is how the other keys are going to look. Okay. So if you go to Schoology, kind of want to show you all of these on Schoology. Let's see if I can pull this from my front board. Here we go. You're going to find it in the essay keys and body paragraph. So if you click on that, we're waiting for it to load. Here are all the essay keys. Okay. So again, how are we using the essay keys? This is for the body paragraph. This is going to help you get more specific with your 3 pieces of evidence that you've already come up with. Okay. This is how you're going to elaborate. This is how you're going to expand. This is also a good place if you add these in your body paragraphs. If you haven't hit the 10 from day 1 yet, you know how you have to have 10 key terms here. If you have yet to do that, go ahead and add them over, because when I read it, it's going to make sense when I see it. When I see your 3 things that are highlighted and I see a key term that relates to that thing that you have highlighted, I'm going to know you know what you're talking about and that what your essay outline is going to make sense. Okay. All right. That's the body paragraph. Remember, if you turn it in Monday, it's extra credit. I'll give you the period on Monday to organize things and to make sure everything's coded. Please don't forget that you have this how to code. Look at how to code everything. You have this on Schoology. I also have additional hard copies in the classroom. These keys are really going to help you tremendously. I'm going to post them in class tomorrow, so you can even work on your body paragraphs in class. I'm going to try to see everybody one-on-one for context paragraphs. If I have yet to get to you, make sure you're like, hey, Kroll, you haven't looked at and approved a context paragraph for me. That's fine. I'll make sure that I get one-on-one time with you. Any other questions, I'm going to try as best I can to get to talk to everybody. Okay. You're going to do well. It's going to be great. You kind of have to get an A, right? And you will.